ages thriving in this isolated realm. These fearsome reptiles, the largest lizards on the planet, can grow up to 10 feet in length and weigh a staggering 300 pounds, with razor-sharp teeth and powerful jaws capable of crushing bone. They are the undisputed rulers of Komodo Island, a primeval domain where man is but an interloper in a world of tooth and claw. But it's not just the dragon's size and strength that make them so formidable. Komodo dragons are also highly intelligent hunters, capable of ambushing their prey with lightning speed and deadly precision. Their toxic saliva is teeming with over 50 strains of bacteria, ensuring that even a minor bite can lead to a slow and agonizing death from infection. Visitors to Komodo Island must be ever vigilant, as the dragons are known to attack without warning, particularly during mating season when their aggression is at its peak. Park rangers armed with forked sticks patrol the island's trails, ready to fend off any dragons that stray too close. But even they are not immune to the creature's deadly bite, with several rangers having lost their lives over the years to these prehistoric predators. Number 8. Farallon Islands, United States. A grim specter haunts the waters surrounding California's Farallon Islands, a rugged archipelago some 30 miles off the coast of San Francisco. These tumultuous seas, once aptly branded as Shark Alley, conceal an apex predator whose very name strikes fear into the hearts of all who enter its domain, the great white shark. These sprawling underwater hunters, measuring up to 20 feet in length and weighing as much as 4,000 pounds, are drawn to the Farallones by the promise of easy prey. The island's miles of undisturbed coastline provide a sanctuary for a diverse array of marine mammals, from seals and sea lions to whales and dolphins. But to the great whites, these creatures are little more than a buffet, a smorgasbord of blubber and flesh ripe for the taking. The waters surrounding the Farallones are a veritable hotspot for great white activity, with dozens of sharks congregating here each year to feed and mate. Scientists have long been drawn to this remote outpost, eager to study these fearsome predators in their natural habitat. But even they are not immune to the perils of Shark Alley, and more than one researcher has found themselves face to face with a set of razor-sharp teeth and a pair of soulless black eyes. But the sharks are not the only specters that haunt the Farallon Islands. For decades, this remote archipelago served as a dumping ground for some of the most toxic substances known to man. From 1946 to 1970, the islands were used as a disposal site for radioactive waste from the nation's burgeoning nuclear program. Hundreds of barrels of contaminated material were dumped into the waters surrounding the Farallones, their toxic contents slowly leaching into the sea and poisoning the delicate marine ecosystem. Number 7. Ramree Island, Myanmar. In February 1945, the island of Ramree off Myanmar's coast became a brutal battleground. This remote locale transformed into a savage arena, where Imperial Japanese and British forces clashed in a desperate struggle for survival. As the Japanese troops beat a desperate retreat across the island, they find themselves trapped between the advancing British forces and the impenetrable mangrove swamps that cover much of Ramree's interior. With nowhere to go and no hope of reinforcement, the exhausted and demoralized soldiers have no choice but to press on, wading through the waist-deep muck and mire of the swamps. But the mangroves of Ramree hold a terrible secret, a hidden menace that lurks beneath the surface of the brackish water. These swamps are home to countless saltwater crocodiles, massive reptiles that can grow up to 20 feet in length and weigh over 2,000 pounds. And they are hungry. As the Japanese soldiers thrash and struggle through the swamps, the crocodiles begin to close in, their reptilian eyes glinting with predatory hunger. The soldiers, already weakened by hunger, disease, and the rigors of battle, are no match for these ancient killing machines. One by one, they are dragged beneath the surface, their screams of terror and agony quickly silenced by the crushing jaws of the crocodiles. The exact number of Japanese soldiers who fell victim to the crocodiles of Ramree Island may never be known, but estimates range from several hundred to over 1,000. Number 6. Reunion Island, Indian Ocean. The waters off Reunion Island in the Indian Ocean conceal a deadly menace beneath their alluring surface, This tropical paradise, known for white sandy beaches and lush rainforests, harbors a fearsome predator, the bull shark. These aggressive creatures have claimed numerous lives, casting a shadow of terror over the island's idyllic facade. These fearsome predators, with their stocky bodies and powerful jaws, are responsible for more attacks on humans than any other shark species in the region. They are known to frequent the shallow waters around Reunion Island, particularly along the west coast, where they prey on the unwary and the unprepared. In recent years, Reunion Island has seen a staggering increase in shark attacks, with 11 fatalities recorded between 2011 and 2012. The most recent attack, which occurred in May 2019, claimed the life of a 28-year-old surfer who was savagely mauled by a bull shark while riding the waves off the coast of Saint-Lô. The island's authorities have struggled to contain the shark menace, implementing a range of measures designed to protect swimmers and surfers from harm. These include the installation of shark nets and drum lines, as well as the deployment of shark spotters and aerial patrols. But despite these efforts, the attacks continue, and the island's reputation as a surfing and swimming paradise has been tarnished by the ever-present threat of shark attacks. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. Some islands are dangerous because of natural threats like volcanoes or predators, but others hide far darker secrets. According to rumors, the most dangerous of all is the infamous Island of Sin. Hidden somewhere in the Pacific, this exclusive paradise hosts some of the most twisted, illicit parties for the ultra-rich. What happens there? No one knows. Outsiders are strictly forbidden, and those who know stay silent. It's a playground for the elite, but a deadly trap for intruders. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments. Number 5. Kilauea, Hawaii, United States. A primal roar echoes across the big island of Hawaii, a sound that seems to emanate from the very bowels of the earth itself. This is the voice of Kilauea, one of the world's most active volcanoes, and a force of nature that has shaped the island's landscape for countless millennia. Kilauea's fiery heart beats deep beneath the surface, its magma chamber pulsing with an unimaginable heat that seeks to escape at every opportunity. The volcano's summit caldera, a vast depression spanning over 2 miles in diameter, is a churning cauldron of molten rock and noxious gases, a glimpse into the very belly of the beast. But it is Kilauea's flanks that bear the scars of its fury. Over the centuries, countless eruptions have sent rivers of molten rock cascading down the mountainside, consuming everything in their path and leaving behind a desolate landscape of ash and ruin. In recent years, Kilauea's wrath has been particularly fierce, with a series of eruptions that have forever altered the face of the island. In 2018, the volcano's East Rift Zone exploded in a cataclysmic display of nature's might, sending fountains of lava shooting hundreds of feet into the air and creating vast new land masses as the molten rock poured into the sea. The eruption destroyed over 700 homes and displaced thousands of residents. Number 4. White Island, New Zealand. White Island, a volcanic outpost off New Zealand's North Island, presents a desolate landscape of ashen gray. This barren wasteland, devoid of life and color, has earned a reputation as one of Earth's most dangerous places. The island's otherworldly terrain embodies the raw power of the geologic forces that shape our planet. Steam vents and boiling mud pots dot the landscape, releasing noxious gases into the air and creating an eerie, post-apocalyptic atmosphere. The ground underfoot is a treacherous maze of loose rock and unstable terrain, a minefield of hidden dangers that can swallow the unwary whole. But it is the island's unpredictable volcanic activity that poses the greatest threat to those who dare to set foot on its shores. White Island is home to an active stratovolcano, a towering cone of ash and rock that looms over the surrounding waters like a slumbering giant. The volcano's crater, a gaping maw of steam and sulfur, is a constant reminder of the primal forces that lie just beneath the surface, waiting to be unleashed. In December 2019, those forces made themselves known in a tragic and devastating way. A sudden eruption on the island caught a group of tourists unaware, unleashing a pyroclastic flow of superheated gas and rock that engulfed everything in its path. 22 people lost their lives that day, their bodies consumed by the fury of the volcano. Number 3. Lake Kivu Islands, Rwanda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. A sense of unease hangs heavy in the air over the islands of Lake Kivu, a vast expanse of water straddling the border between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. This picturesque lake, with its crystal clear waters and lush green shores, conceals a deadly secret that could unleash unimaginable devastation upon the surrounding region. The source of this looming danger lies deep beneath the lake's placid surface, where vast reserves of dissolved carbon dioxide and methane lay trapped in the depths. These gases, the byproducts of volcanic activity and organic decay, have been accumulating in the lake for countless millennia, creating a ticking time bomb that could detonate at any moment. The threat of a limnic eruption, a rare and catastrophic event in which the lake's gases are suddenly released, looms large over the islands of Lake Kivu. Such an eruption could send a massive cloud of suffocating gas racing across the surface of the water, engulfing entire communities and leaving a trail of death and destruction in its wake. The risk is not theoretical. It is a grim reality that has already played out in devastating fashion elsewhere in Africa. In 1986, a limnic eruption at Cameroon's Lake Nyos claimed the lives of over 1,700 people and thousands of livestock, a tragedy that underscored the urgent need for vigilance and preparedness in the face of such a threat. Number 2. Gruinard Island, Scotland. A sinister legacy lurks beneath the surface of Gruinard Island, a small, unassuming landmass off the west coast of Scotland. During the darkest days of World War II, this island bore witness to a series of chilling biological warfare experiments that would render it a forbidden zone for decades to come. In 1942, British military scientists descended upon Gruinard Island, intent on unleashing the devastating power of anthrax upon its unsuspecting shores. Scores of sheep were shipped to the island, only to be subjected to the horrors of the deadly bacteria. The experiments, designed to test the feasibility of anthrax as a weapon of mass destruction, left the island heavily contaminated and uninhabitable. For years, the true nature of the experiments conducted on Gruinard Island remained shrouded in secrecy. It wasn't until the 1980s that the British government finally acknowledged the island's dark past and the need for a comprehensive decontamination effort. In 1986, a team of specialists descended upon the island, armed with formaldehyde and seawater, in a desperate attempt to cleanse the land of its toxic legacy. Despite the extensive decontamination process, the specter of anthrax still looms large over Gruinard Island. The island's soil, once teeming with life, bears the scars of its horrific past, and the local population remains wary of its once deadly shores. Number 1. Saba, Caribbean. Tropical storms frequently batter Saba, a tiny Dutch island in the Caribbean Sea. Since record-keeping began in 1851, this speck of land has earned the unenviable distinction of being the region's most hurricane-prone island during a staggering number of storms. Saba's rugged volcanic terrain rises steeply from the sea, with the aptly named Mount Scenery towering over the island at 2,900 feet. The island's small size and mountainous landscape leave little room for error when it comes to aviation. And Saba's Juancho E. Urausquin Airport, to the last time you saw us, and you'll never guess where we are right now. We've been given access to the roof of the airport, has earned a reputation as one of the most dangerous in the world, with a runway measuring just 1,300 feet in length, perched precariously on a rocky outcrop surrounded by cliff edges and steep hills. Landing here is a heart-stopping experience, reserved only for the most skilled pilots. Despite the constant threat of storms and the challenges posed by its treacherous airport, Saba has managed to cultivate a unique charm that draws adventurous travelers to its shores. The island's pristine dive sites, lush hiking trails, and picturesque villages nestled on the slopes of Mount Scenery offer a glimpse into the Caribbean that remains largely untouched by mass tourism. However, those seeking to explore Saba must remain vigilant and prepared for the ever-present danger of tropical storms, with climate change causing an increase in the frequency and intensity of hurricanes in the region. Saba finds itself on the front lines of a battle against the elements. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.